Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to the live show, the Wednesday night variety hour. No, we haven't come up with a name yet for our live streams on Wednesdays, but if you've missed our last couple of live streams, whether they be on Wednesdays or not on Wednesdays, you might not have heard that Wednesdays are the day.
Wednesdays or whenever live streams.
Yeah. whatever. So tonight, Alex, can we do a hand cam real quick? Tonight, we're going to be showing you guys some really cool projects. They're so bright that they don't even want to show. They're hard to see. We're going to be showing you guys some really cool, I'll put my hand behind it, some really cool laser cut and then spray painted wooden pieces. And what you can do with them if you want to take it one step further, like I always do. They're beautiful on their own, but we can take it up a notch. So can everybody hear me okay?
Crank it to 11.
Let's see those comments come through if you can hear and see everything okay. We always like to make sure that we are visible and audible.
Before we get started, make sure to like the video. If you are watching on YouTube, smash that like button. If you're watching on Facebook, leave us a heart reaction. That always feels good. Yeah. And where's everybody watching from? Thanks for hanging out.
Let us know where you're hanging out tonight. So if you're new to our, hey, can you go back to us for a minute? Because I'm going to tell them something real quick.
Oh, okay. It's going to get serious.
It's going to get serious. No.
Get personal.
Not serious at all. Hopefully not. Geez, Sarah was commenting on our personal conversations yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, sorry, guys. We're tired. It's yarn crawl week at the store too, so we also have a yarn store inside our bead store, and it's like our yarn shop hop week with the St. Louis area yarn shops. So it's been fun.
It's been popping off.
It's been popping. So if this is your first time watching us, we're not normally this rambly. No, we are.
Every time.
Every time.
We're like, we're not going to be that way this time, and then
we are. So if this is your first time watching us or participating in one of our live sales, the way that you can shop is you just leave a comment. We're going to tell you what to comment as you look at the items. We'll tell you what they're called, but you can just type right into the comment section on Facebook what you'd like to purchase and how many you'd like to purchase. Now, I do want to let you know that quantity is often limited. So if everything sells out before you get it, I'm sorry. You have to type fast.
Yep.
And also another reminder, we are streaming in multiple places. So we're streaming on YouTube as well. Now the YouTube comment section likes to do funny things with live stream comments. So if you are planning to shop, please head on over to Facebook so that we can receive your comments in the comment stream there. Otherwise, you can jot down your codes and message them to our Facebook page or email them to us after the fact. Yeah, but we generally pull stock in the order that the comments are received, if that makes sense. So,
absolutely. So start doing your finger exercises now.
Yeah, stretch them
in preparation, because quantities are limited for sure on these. More so even than the Czech class. If anyone watched our last live stream, quantities are certainly limited. So
yeah, and this is like a special batch trunk show. This isn't anything that we'll be able to get again. So just if you want it, get it now.
Yeah, definitely.
So I want to just kind of go over what we're going to be demonstrating tonight. So I'm sure a lot of you have seen, oh, thank you. Deb says, love your earrings, Abby. So I wanted to just kind of do a close-up on these real quick. Alex, can you switch to the hand cam? So this is one of the techniques that we will be demonstrating tonight. So we're going to be taking some of the darker wood pieces and we're going to be applying faux surface patinas to them. So we're going to be using my favorite product for surface patinas, which is Gilders Paste. And we'll talk about that a little bit later on. And then while we're here on the hand cam, I just want to show you this cool little knot at the bottom that I did out of, I think, 22 gauge wire. I usually use 22 or 24 gauge wire, but this is a faux monkey's fist knotted head pin that we made out of wire. So we'll show you how to do my secret trick for that. I'm going to put this back on, and I'm going to show you the other projects that I'm going to be demonstrating tonight. I know we said wire wrapping techniques with an S. So, you know, there's more than one. Are we still on hand cam? Yes, we are. So this is another just fun way to dress up some of these wood components. And this is a basic technique. You've seen us do this before, but we have some tips and tricks for placing the beads and wire wrapping on the wood. And then we've got deals on this fire polish. So let's go. Let's get started. Guys, we're going to first start out with the products that are for sale, and we'll take breaks and kind of do some fun stuff between the products.
Switch it up.
So I'm going to put my paper down. No, I won't do that yet. I'll wait till we get into it. Start getting messy. There we go. Okay, so the way that it's going to work today, guys, the way that our sale is going to work today, rather than inventory codes, we have colors and then style numbers. So I'm going to grab my cheat sheet for my style numbers. And again, Alex is going to be typing these on the screen. Yes. Yes.
That's why. Yeah.
So just to kind of start out, we are going to be doing a sale on these tonight. So regular price, these are sold in packages of 2. So you'll get 2 of the same style in a package for $4. And then if you get 10 or more packs, they are $2. So good deal. So the first one that I want to show you is style number 2. And that is this Floral Teardrop here. Again, these are sold in packs of 2. This is yellow 2. And so if you'd like a pack of 2 of these, drop it in the comments below. So these are great for wire wrapped projects like this, or you can do, you know what, should I go get my failed attempt to show them?
That's up to you.
Yeah.
Who knows what I'm pretty reckless.
Do
I don't know where it is.
I'll get it.
So you're gonna have to leave me here alone with the good people on the internet.
You can show them this one while I'm gone. Guys, I do fingernail polish as like a faux enamel technique on stuff like this all the time. And I just use regular fingernail polish for it. I was sent a PR box by a fingernail polish company, and it's my problem. I didn't read up on how to do it beforehand, and I failed, but I'll show you what it looks like because it's super cute. I will be right back. Alex, show them that one, please.
All right, so this is going to be yellow 3. What was the price? Oh, they're all the same.
Yeah, they're all 4.
I'm so used to the last one when there were different prices, but yeah, this is yellow 3. Wow, I don't know how you were.
I took it out of the bag. That's how I did it.
No, I'm talking about just lining it up with the camera.
You know, it's hard, isn't it?
It's harder than it looks.
So here's my failed attempt on that last one. Oh, the colors are blown out. Guys, this fingernail polish is so bright that you can't even see it. Like, it's neon. It's reflecting off or it has a glare from the show lights. But this was my idea for those little floral teardrops. You can just paint each different section a different color of fingernail polish, and they are super cute. Super, super cute. And of course, you can do that with patina paints, acrylic paints, whatever you want to do. You can even do that with Gilders Paste if you want. But I just wanted to show you my failed attempt. We were going to do that tonight, but it did not work out. It's tacky. It's like UV light polish, and as you can see, I don't do my nails very often. So I'm going to take this one out of the bag. Yeah, Ruth, thanks for watching. Ruth says multicolor is cute. I agree. So this was yellow 3. This was the style that Alex just showed.
Well, showed is a relative term.
And guys, this is the one that we're going to be demonstrating later tonight with this wire wrapping technique. So make sure to get your orders in now for that one if you want it. And then the next one, I see my Aunt Hannah is watching. Aunt Hannah, you're going to like this one. This is yellow number 4. Look at these little hearts. Aren't they darling? And one of the cool things about these styles is that some of them are like double-sided. Like one side will have, I wish I could show you better. One side will have like a line around the pattern, and then the other side doesn't. So you can pick which side you'd like to apply the patina to, or not. All right, so the next one, we're going to switch colors now. This is orange number 2. This is the Floral Teardrop again. Guys, this is a more cool tone orange whenever you see it in person. If you've watched our streams before, you know that sometimes things show up a little warmer than they actually are. So we always try to let you know whenever there's color differences. We watch the screen to make sure that it's showing a true representation. So I see a couple people are just joining us. If you are wanting to purchase these items, you can just comment down below. All right, so this is orange number 3. And if anybody has any questions, just holler. We're happy to answer questions on these. These are a good solid wood, but just keep in mind they are wood, so it's not like they're metal. They can break if you crunch them with your tools, but we're not going to do that. And I'm going to be showing you some tips and tricks on how to use wire around them later so that you don't break them. Okay, let us move on to the next stack of colors. All right, so the next color is blue, and we are going to look at blue number 2. And that is that Floral Teardrop again. And guys, this is such a good blue. It's like a mid-tone blue. I think they call it cornflower blue. So these are awesome. I don't know why. I'm just so drawn to this particular shape for like the faux enamel. And I'm telling you guys, fingernail polish is the way to go. Has anybody else used fingernail polish in their designs before? I want to hear in the comments. All right, guys, this is blue number 3. And this is that Floral Circle. Great for wire wrapping, great for patinas. It's got good surface area. So if I see some new names tonight. Hello, welcome. I wanted to let you know that if you are planning to shop with us, please remember to send us a message sometime tonight with your email address that you would prefer to receive your PayPal invoice at. It just makes it a little bit easier for us, even if you have shopped with us before, if you could go ahead and send us your email address again, because we know email addresses change. And Alex, this is white number 3. We know email addresses change, and then also sometimes your Facebook name might not line up with your PayPal information, so it just helps us out. Aren't these darling? So the white ones are great, wonderful for spraying, and some neon color fingernail polish or paints would look great on these. Okay, so on to the next stack, and then we're going to take a break and do some fun projects. So this is red number 3, and as you guys probably have noticed by now, not all of these styles come in all of the colors, so just keep that in mind. We're showing you what we have stock of. And guys, again, this is a more cool tone red. It almost looks orange on screen, but in person it's a great soft powdery red. It's a good true blue red though. I don't know why it looks so orange. And guys, we've troubleshooted this several times and we just can't figure it out.
User error.
Probably.
It's all my fault. Blame it on me.
So please leave a comment down below if you have been following along with the Softlex Customer Appreciation Week classes. If you missed our class yesterday, you can go ahead and watch the replay in their Facebook group or on their Facebook page. Guys, this is green number 2. And that's another one of those floral teardrops.
That looks more neon in. It looks neon on camera, but
I was gonna say it looks more olive on film. So, guys,
it looks like Michelangelo from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Exactly.
But it looks more like a true green in real life.
Yeah.
So
it's just a little bit warmer on screen than in real life. If anybody knows Surge, the soda.
Yeah.
Looks like Surge. Guys, this is green number 3. More of those beautiful donuts. Or not donuts. Circles. I promise I'm not.
Every time I see circles, I think of donuts too, so.
Yeah. Hannah says, could you add a tassel to the bottom of the wooden components? Yes, that would be super, super cute. And you can actually do that in a number of different ways. You can hang a tassel from a jump ring through one of these, or you can add tassels directly into these openings with either yarn or embroidery thread, a number of different things that you could use. Oh, where'd my other one go? Come back. Alrighty. So did anybody catch our Jupiter's Bangle class yesterday with Soft Flex? It was a mess. I knocked the tripod over in the middle of the class, and Alex had to come save me.
It's okay.
So guys, this is baby pink number 2. And Alex, if you could change that to baby pink number 2.
Oh, my bad.
Because we've got 2 different pinks. So this is baby pink number 2. And this is a lot more true pink than what it's showing.
Hold it closer to the lens.
I want to hold it farther away because the closer I get, the more blown out. Oh, you're right.
It gets darker.
Hey, look at that.
Put your hand behind it, maybe. Yeah, that gives it a little bit of.
Yeah, there we go. These are fun.
The one in the background looks like the right color when you held it up.
This one? Oh.
So hold it up.
Here. See? And then look at that. Look at the fuzzy one.
The fuzzy one out of focus is the actual true color.
Guys, these are pretty, I promise. We're trying. We're not professional videographers. Okay. Oh, thank you, Coral. And we appreciate your order.
What's the number?
This is baby pink number 3. So this is more of those floral circles. Baby pink number 3. And these are just so fun. They're great for the middle of summer, or you can use some of the darker jewel tone colors and add patina, like Gilders Paste to them. All right. Actually, you know what, guys? I think what I'm going to do, since we only have a couple of short stacks of styles left, I'm going to go through all of them because there's not that many left. And then we'll get into the fun kind of designing, playing with them kind of thing. And as we use them, we'll remind you the codes. So I hope that's okay with everybody. There's not too many left. I just feel like it would make better sense for the flow of the live stream. Alrighty. Yeah, tropical Skittles. Exactly. Guys, this is hot pink number 2. This is more of those beautiful floral teardrops. And this one is a little bit truer to color than some of the other ones. It is a dark hot pink. It's not quite as like magenta as it's showing on screen. It's a lot like more neon.
It also depends on the screen because this screen looks different than our screen on the computer. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe it's just the screen's really brightness is turned up a lot on the computer screen. So
Alex was just pointing out we're watching on 2 different iPhones as well as the laptop, and the iPhones are accurate. So depending on the color settings on the device that you're watching it on. All right. So this one is hot pink number 1, and this is a really pretty one. If I can get it out of the bag. There we go. This is these cutout roses. So aren't those gorgeous? I can just see some gold, like Inca Gold Gilders Paste on the bottom of these. It look like they've been gold dipped. Wouldn't that be pretty? Or do like red speckles and just have a little bit of that hot pink shining through, a little bit of purple on there. Oh, super pretty. And these are great too because there's so many different openings that you can dangle stuff down. You can use them as links. You can turn it sideways on a pendant or on a necklace and hang some big chunky chain on either side. Isn't that cool? I love these, if you couldn't tell. All right. Well, I'm not going to get that back in the bag very easily, so I might as well just move on. All right. And I think this is our last hot pink one, and then we'll move on to the black ones. This is hot pink number 3. So more of those beautiful floral circles. I'm going to hold it a little closer so that you can see the color better. Ooh, gold glitter, Vicky. That's a great idea. Vicky says, how about a light coat of glue and some gold glitter? Yes, that would be awesome. All right, and now here are the last 2 styles that we have. So we're going to do black number 1 first. And that is, if I can get it out, I can't get it out of the bag because I have a hangnail. But here's what they look like. So it's the black cutout roses. And this is actually what I did my earring sample with. So I'm just going to take that off and show you real quick while we're talking about it. So that's this one here. And I did the different colors of Gilders Paste on it. And I'm going to put my earring back on. So again, guys, that's black number 1. And this is like a blank canvas or whatever you want to put on it. Some of the other colors might be a little bit more difficult to cover, but they're fun colors on their own. So I kind of roll with it. Now, this is the last one that we're going to look at, and then we're going to get into making some stuff. And this is black style number 5. And that's these guys right here. Beautiful cool. Kind of butterfly. We call these butterfly circles. But these are cool. All right. I've got a bag stuck to my arm. Okay. So let's make some stuff. What do you guys want to see first? Alex, can you go back to face cam for a minute? And I'm going to get everything out of my way and then get stuff back in the shot. In my way. So Alex, can you run through how to order real quick while I get everything set up?
Yes. So if you're interested in ordering anything tonight, for those that just got here or maybe just weren't paying attention, had it muted, whatever the case may be, all you have to do is type in the comments the style number, and we've been putting up the style number every single item. So as you can see, if you're just joining, you might see some folks putting black 5, black 1, pink, hot pink 1, and so on and so forth. That's all you have to do. And then you will want to message us your PayPal email address.
And you don't have to have a PayPal account, guys. Yeah. We just use PayPal as our way of checking people out. So just your regular email address is fine. And
right. So yeah, just send us your email address, and then we will send you the invoice, and you can pay, and then we can ship it out to you. And just so you all know, we are doing a special sale tonight. If you buy 10 of them, you get them for $2, half off, which is huge because
we love you.
Because we love you.
Oh, hey, let's look at new colors of Gilders Paste. I know I mentioned to some of you that we have new colors of Gilders Paste, and some of these are actually colors we've had before, but just a long time ago. So let's look at new colors of Gilders Paste, shall we? Okay, so let's look at the new colors of Gilders Paste and use some of these colors too. So we have a few colors of Gilders Paste on our website for sale already. But if any of these colors look appealing to you, you can go ahead and just add them to your orders here if you want to. Gilders Paste, if you're unfamiliar, is a colorizing paste wax that is like fancy shoe polish. It's nice. A semi-permanent. They call it permanent. I don't know that I agree with them on that. But it is a colorant wax that can be used on a number of different surfaces. So they are $16.25, and you can thin them with mineral spirits. You can use them real thick. You can let them dry out and kind of use it as a pigment. But we'll go through the colors. So we have Inca Gold, which is a beautiful bright gold finish. I've got one open here that I'm going to show you in a sec. Here we go. And guys, don't judge my really icky looking Inca Gold. We've used this one a lot. So this is a beautiful gold finish. And then we've got white, which is white. We've got verdigris. Oh, where's the camera? There we go. Verdigris, which is a very nice dark green. So we'll take a look at that a little bit later tonight too. We have Patina, which is kind of like what you see on old copper pennies. And we will take a look at that one also.
I love that color.
Yeah. Did I show African bronze?
Love that word too, patina.
Did I? Oh, you know what? I showed African bronze when I meant to show Inca Gold. So this is African bronze, and that's like a antique brass with a hint of green in it. And then we have iris blue, which is a very nice, very pretty dark blue, which we will again look at. So we're going to start with Gilders Paste. Let me pull out some of those black roses, and we'll kind of just do what I did on my earrings, if you guys are okay with that. Do you prefer Gilders Paste or patina paints, and why? I certainly have a preference, and it is Gilders Paste. And the only reason why it's my preference, honestly, is because I learned how to use it first, and I got used to it. I learned how to like mold it with the consistencies, and I just like it. And then also, I heard through the grapevine that patina paints are no more. So Gilders Paste is the way to go anyway, I suppose. All right, so I do recommend when working with Gilders Paste to protect your surface. It's fine to get on your hands. You can wash it off. No big deal. If you prefer, you can wear gloves if you're chemically sensitive. But it is one of those safe products where it's fine. But just protect your work surface because it is a very, very concentrated pigment. So like, let's say you're wearing a white shirt and you splatter some of that beautiful iris blue, it's going to stain your shirt. So if you're just joining us, this is what we're about to show. And just to tell you guys what I did here, I mixed some of the patina down at the bottom. That's that kind of minty color. And then in the middle is the Inca Gold. And then I did very tiny hints of the iris blue. So we'll show that now. Now I'm going to be showing you guys two techniques for applying the Gilders Paste. And this is kind of one of those things where you can make it your own if you have preferences for applying products onto surfaces. You can do your own thing. And I'm going to show you what I do because I'm going to be using tools that most people have on hand. Okay, let's find my colors. Let's start with patina. So I'm going to open my jar of patina. And guys, I just added a little bit of mineral spirits to some of my old containers, so they're a little gooey looking. But they work just fine. So
Suzanne asks, do you need to set Gilders Paste?
So you need to let Gilders Paste dry. You don't need to set it with like a chemical or anything like that. And then if you want to, you can seal it after the fact. It's kind of one of those products that's like a long lasting faux patina. If you're wanting it to be something that'll last forever, though, I would recommend sealing it. And you can use a number of different products to seal it. The Patina paint sealers work really well. Christy Friesen's Swelligant sealer will work really well for it. And you can even just use like a matte Krylon spray paint to seal it. So it's just personal preference. So what I've done here is I've taken a tiny paintbrush and I've just gotten some of this product here on my paintbrush. And all I'm going to do is start applying here down at the bottom. And I'm just going to paint it on. And you can see how incredibly opaque this product goes on. And let's say I didn't want it to go on that opaque. I could just knock some off on my paper towel here and just use what's left on my brush. And you can see that I'm getting just a slight haze. So when I'm building colors together, I like to use the haze, and I like to kind of keep the more compact areas on the outside where I'm not building the colors together. Does that make sense, guys? I should move a little closer so you guys can see it. So see how beautifully that product goes on? It's very opaque. But then watch this. Let's say I don't like it. While it's still wet, I'm not going to be able to get all of it off. But while it's still wet, I can take a paper towel or a damp cloth and just buff a lot of that off. So see, this is what I did on the earrings that I showed. I kind of buffed it up a little bit as I worked with it to make it look a little bit more aged. Buffed it up. And so you can layer colors this way. If you're working with real opaque layers, I would recommend letting them set before you try to go in and blend colors. But yeah, that's it. So let's add some of this patina color to both sides. I'm going to go back in and make it more kind of dense here at the bottom. And guys, if you'd like to order this Gilders Paste in this patina color, you can just leave a comment. We don't use like a program or anything that goes in and reads the comments, so you can word it however you'd like, because we're humans that will go in and read the comments.
But if you want, when you send your email address, you could just leave like the items there too.
Yeah, that works also.
That would help, but it's definitely not necessary
at all. It's kind of fun to go back through and read all the comments from everybody. There we go. All right, so I'm going to clear my paintbrush off and go back in with another color. And so just to show you guys, I did add mineral spirits to this. Oh, I'm going to drip it. Just to make it a little bit more blendable, just to show you guys some differences in the viscosity that you can achieve with the Gilders Paste. I'm going to go in with African Bronze now. And this one, what's up?
So that's like a 10-point word, viscosity.
Oh, yeah, it is. At least I'm not saying chatoyancy like 80 times during this.
Are we going to get into an argument about the the Halloween candies again?
Maybe. Later. All right, guys, who likes candy? No, I'm just kidding. Who likes candy corn? So, guys, I do want to show you that as Gilders Paste dries out, like this one's probably 10 years old. As it dries out, if you ignore it, it's going to break apart. It's going to shrink. But you can always add mineral spirits or like another kind of paint thinner type material to bring it back to life. And then another tip that I can share with you all is that I should have known this to begin with, but I didn't. What you can do is actually store your tins of Gilders Paste in a Ziploc bag, and you'll have less shrinking and cracking. But they do have a very long shelf life, because here I am using this 10 years later, and it's still going to work out just fine. So I am going to go in and add just a little bit of African Bronze, and you're going to see some green show up from this. See how it just turns it kind of green? And I'm just using a little bit here. So I'm using this to blend that patina color into my next color, which is going to be the Inca Gold. And if you are fans of the Great Bead Extravaganza that we do here on Facebook, or that we are lucky enough to be a part of here on Facebook, and And if you're not, check it out. It's an awesome, almost like virtual bead show. Oh, I need to get more on my paintbrush. You have seen us use Gilders Paste before on a couple of projects, and we actually use it to color some of our vintage Czech glass beads in some of our kits. So long time ago, before Czech glass had all the cool technology that they have now, a lot of the pressed glass didn't have those neat metallic finishes inside. Like, look at this bead. Maybe. Nope. There we go. It's maybe the light's too close. You want to pop up and see if you can bump that light back?
Try something else.
There we go. So you see how there's like metallic areas in the recessed spots on these beads? They didn't used to do that a long time ago. So if you have vintage beads, you can kind of doll them up a little bit using Gilders Paste. All right, so I'm blending this in.
Better or worse?
Oh, I don't know. Sorry, guys. We're trying to make it look better for you. Oh, that's better. That's not better. It's very dark. That's good. That's a good medium tone. All right, so I'm blending here. And you can see how it just kind of gives it that cool brassy look. Are you guys able to see the metallic kind of pigments in that? I'm trying to wiggle it back and forth so you can see the shimmer. And then the more opaque you add it on, obviously the more it'll look like actual metal. And so I'm just going back in to kind of buff out the edges of my patina with some of that the bronze color, the African bronze color. And of course, I will go back in and do the back of these so that they match. All right, now I'm going to clean my brush off. And because I like kind of like the messy look for this, you guys, I'm just using a paper towel to clean my brush off, but you can use soap and water if you'd like to keep your colors separate. So I'm going to now go in with my Inca Gold as soon as I can find it. What did I do with it? Guys, we have these tables so loaded up with product when we do these things that stuff gets covered. Well, isn't that something?
Poof.
It's gone. I can just open a new one. What in the world? Did one of you guys take it? I see that you're buying it. No, I'm just kidding. Here it is. Sorry, guys.
Voila.
Voila. See, Alex leaves the table and I turn into a mess. You guys should have seen that Soft Flex event yesterday. It was a really fun class. But all of a sudden, it was like you guys were looking at the ceiling. It was like, uh-oh. Alex.
Yeah,
right.
Luckily I was watching and I ran in there and fixed it.
So here's that Inca Gold. And this is one that we reconstituted and kind of ground up with some mineral spirits. So it's a little bit more like a clay texture now. So we can pack it on really opaque. So we are going to start loading this on. And I'm going to probably start with a paintbrush, but then I'm going to show you another technique that I like to use sometimes. All right, so I'm just going to start buffing this on, and you're going to see how incredibly metallic and pigmented this tone is. Do you see that? Isn't that pretty? So this is great for doing those kind of like gold rimmed look projects. I'll try to hold it this way so you guys can see it. But I like to just kind of blend the patina into the Inca Gold with that bronze because it's got a hint of green to it and it's a really pretty color. But see how pretty that is? And so now what I'll go in and do is kind of just almost like marry some of these colors together just by dragging it down. And then let's say I wanted to get a really opaque wash on this. what I'll do is I'll actually take a cloth or like a paper towel or something, and I'll go in and I'll just really pack it on the cloth. And it's not going to want to lift tonight because it's a little bit more dried out than I usually would use it. But see how I just have that right there on the end of my cloth? I would probably use this on something a little bit flatter rather than something with a recessed surface. Like let's say you're doing a metal cuff and you want to just wash some color across the top. That's where you would go in and just buff this right across the top. And look how beautiful that is. So you get more of like a buffed, almost rubbed bronze look whenever you're going to take a cloth in and just kind of rub it across the surface. Isn't that pretty? So it's really fun. And so we could actually take this in on this side and just use a different technique to get a different texture. Isn't that great? So then another fun thing that I like to do is just, like, let's say I left one of these a solid color. Let's do it on blue. It'll show up really nicely on blue. So I could just have one of these and get some of this Gilders Paste. Oh yeah, definitely the hot pink roses, definitely. So I could get some Gilders Paste on my towel again and just hit the edges. And a little bit of it is going to come over on the sides, and it's just going to look gold rimmed. And of course, you can take as much care to make it precise or not precise. You can take as much care as you'd like. And then let me set this to the side and get a little bit more on my paintbrush here. You can go in and make it really opaque or really precise. And you can just go in and paint certain areas if you'd like. I always like to get kind of messy with Gilders Paste because I feel like it's not fun unless it's a little bit messy. You can, of course, be more precise, but you can see how it just kind of highlights the edges here. And on some of these that have those rims, like the heart and this one, I would maybe thin out some of my Gilders Paste a little bit and go in and just carefully get the edge. And that would be super fun. Like that. Of course, not like that, but you get the idea. All right, so the last step that I'm going to show you guys on the rose that I'm working on is to just get like a little bit of a really intense pigment color, like an accent color, and that's going to be my iris blue. So that's this one here. I'm going to scooch my work back a little bit so you guys can see more clearly. And this one I did thin a little bit with mineral spirits. You can see how dark and beautiful this color is. So I'm going to get a little bit on my paintbrush, just a little bit, and switch back to this one. And what I'm going to do here is just add little bits here. I'm going to dry my paintbrush and just start to work that color into the patina, just in certain areas. And you're going to see that patina start to liven up a little bit. Before, it looked a little one-dimensional, but when you start adding these splotches of the Inca blue, or let's say you pick the verdigris, that real dark green, it just kind of livens everything up. And see how this one's much more dimensional now than it was before. And then you can go in even with a gloss coat on top of this and make it really, really shimmery. But I like things to look a little grungy. So that's kind of how you do it. I do want to show you guys on the hot pink because I want to see the Inca Gold on the hot pink. So I hope you guys don't mind if I show that to you. And then I'm going to set these off to dry. I like to let them dry overnight, and then I'll go back and do the other side. But sometimes if I'm feeling impatient, I'll go in and do the other side after just like an hour or two. So So I'm going to move this out of the way. And then I also wanted to show you guys this. When you let it dry out, where am I?
I have no idea.
I'm trying to show you guys the crumble.
I'm terrible at that.
You can't see it very well, but there it went. When it's a little bit drier and you can work with it more like a paste, you might get some crumbles if you're working on like 3D projects with recesses or cutouts, and that's fine. But that's why I like to work on a specific surface dedicated to using Gilders Paste, because watch what happens when you, well, use a paper towel to show you. These little crumbs of Gilders Paste are super pigmented. So when you like smear your arm across the table, you're going to get big smears of beautiful pigment, but you might not want that all over the place. Okay, so where is a hot pink one? Let's do a hot pink rose. I like that idea, Suzanne. I'm going to grab one of these roses, and Alex, if you could put up on the screen that this is hot pink #1, in case anybody wants to pick up a couple of these. And just a reminder, guys, if you're just joining us, these come in pairs. They come in packages of 2 for $4. And if you get 10 or more, they're half off. Okay, so let me get another work surface here. I'll just bring this one back. And this little ring here, that's just from my mineral spirits because I was messy when I poured it. The Gilders Paste is not quite that liquid and it's not greasy.
Move this. It's trying to focus on the paper towel.
Sorry, guys.
Good.
All right. Let's get our Inca Gold back in the picture. And let's do some buffing. I can't wait to see this. This is going to be really pretty. So all I'm doing, guys, is just pressing my paper towel. You can use a cloth as well, but just a paper towel, and I'm just going to buff it over the top of this. Oh, wow. It's like rose gold.
I see what you did there.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't even intending to do that. I'm going to do it over the entire thing because I really like how beautiful that looks. Oh, and we've got the perfect drop beads for this one too. I wasn't even planning this, and it's going to work out really well. Dahlia Designs Jewelry and More says, my Gilders Paste is so old and it's really dry and crinkly. Yeah, that'll happen. So if you store it in a Ziploc bag, it'll be less likely to dry out as quickly. But I want to tell you that you can reconstitute it, even when it's like chunks and really icky. You can reconstitute it with mineral spirits. And mineral spirits is kind of one of those not so gross chemicals, like one of those paint thinner type things that's not going to be as bad for you to work with. So you can see I've got this all over my hands. The Gilders Paste is relatively safe for you to come into contact with. I, of course, wouldn't advise it for every day. And, of course, wash your hands afterwards. But it is one of those quote-unquote safe products. So look how fun that is. Oh, I love that. I'm going to do the other one real quick, and then we'll kind of get into making some stuff. Tearing up my paper towel here because I'm rubbing hard. Oh, that's awesome. And you could just do half of it if you wanted to be a little bit more precise, or you could go in with a paintbrush and be super careful and make sure you get all over everything. But like I said, I kind of like the rough look. And then the other thing that I wanted to mention to you guys is that if you like really rustic styles, you could go in and take a file and kind of knock off some of the color on the corners of these to get down to just like the basic wood color, and that would be really pretty as well. So that's another idea. I kind of experimented with that on some of my sample pieces, and that was pretty cool. All right, well, I'm going to dry my hands off. And Alex, if you want to go back to face cam, and I'm going to get set up for some of our wire wrapping examples. Thank you. You want to let them know where they can find us if they want more?
Yeah, As you have probably seen throughout the entire broadcast, www.beadplace.net is the website. Also, feel free to like us on Facebook. Head on over to Instagram, like the Instagram, the Bead Place. Is it the Bead Place or Bead Place on Instagram?
The Bead Place.
The Bead Place on Instagram, at the Bead Place on Instagram. And like I said, most of you are here on Facebook now. So, but if you are watching on YouTube, head on over to Facebook, like the Facebook page, the Bead Place. And if you're watching on Facebook, head on over to Abbi's YouTube channel, Abbi Berta, ABBI, and check out some of her free tutorials.
We have
pretty
kits
awesome
for all of our
a bunch of kits
as well.
Infinite kits.
Not infinite, about 100.
More than that, I think.
Sit on my cushions. I'm shorter than Alex, so I get to sit on cushions, so we're a little bit more level. He's slouching, but he's taller than I am. I learned that trick. I was invited to a show called Great Day St. Louis a couple of years back, and the host was obviously taller than me because I'm like 2'2". But she was so kind enough to take her shoes off so that we would be closer.
Relatively the same height.
Yeah. And then the next guest was a lot taller than she was, and she stood on a box. And I was like, oh, so that's how we do it. Yeah. I did want to do take a quick second to mention, oh, I have Gilders Paste under my fingernail. I did want to take a quick second. There we go. Not section. Second to mention that the bracelets that I'm wearing are the Jupiter's Bangle. And this is the project that we did for yesterday's free class that we taught for Softflex Customer Appreciation Week. So this is the Jupiter's Bangle Kit. And I know that a couple of you in the comments have already purchased your kit. If any of the rest of you would like to grab a kit, you can leave a comment down below, or you can grab one from the website. Okay. Oh, and I did want to show you real quick. Where is it? I just had it in my hand.
I don't know.
Here it is. I did want to show you real quick. When you get a kit from us, it comes in a bag like this. And you can either follow a short link at the bottom. It'll have a link. Otherwise, it'll have a QR code that you can scan to find where the full video tutorial is. Okay.
Okay.
You guys want to do the monkey's fist knot? Does that sound good? Sounds good to me. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm like waiting for a response. I'm waiting for you guys to tell me.
They'll send it, and in 20 seconds we'll see it. I know. So we'll just wait.
So I have some 22 gauge wire here. You can do this with 24 as well. You could even do it with a thicker wire, but I think that 22 or 24 is probably like the best size wire for it. I'm going to cut about a foot of this wire, which is a little bit more wire than what you would need if you were just making a regular head pin. But we're going to do like a dangle drop for these really cute rose earrings. All right. So I don't know if any of you have seen that trick that you can use to make your own head pin, where you just make a little loop and then you put the end of the wire through that loop and pull tight. We're going to take that a step further to do our monkey's fist knot. And if you're just joining us, let me show you actually what we're about to create so you know what I'm talking about. And Alex, while I'm doing this, would you take some time and move the Gilders Paste over to the other table so that I can feel a little bit more organized? So this is the monkey's fist knot. And that's just what I called it whenever I first figured out that this would make a really cool bottom of a head pin. But it's not technically the same thing as like the monkey's fist knots that you can do with Chinese knotting cord or paracord. It just looks like it. So that's what we're going to do. So the tools that you'll need for this are a round nose pliers, a chain nose pliers, and a flush cutter, F-L-U-S-H. So depending on the wire size that you're using, this first step will vary slightly. But basically the idea is that you want to make 3 little loops that are approximately the same size and all big enough to fit your wire gauge through it 3 times. So you can see I'm grabbing here. Well, I don't know if you guys can see. Can you see that? I'm grabbing here about 5 millimeters back on my round nose pliers, but it's gonna just vary depending on your round nose pliers. Some are a little finer, some are a little thicker. And the reason why I am talking so much about this particular step is this is what's going to determine the size of your monkey's fist knot. And it might take a couple of times to practice to get it right. So you can see I'm holding it here, and I'm just going to use my round nose pliers to spin this gently. Remember, anytime you're gripping with the round nose pliers, you want to be pretty careful, because if you grip too hard, it's going to dent your work. So I'm making this first one a little bit looser than I normally would, just so that I can be sure that you guys can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to then compress it. So you see how I've got a coil like that? Bring it a little closer. You guys able to see that? I hope so. So now what I'm going to do is compress it. And now you guys would normally just make it tight to begin with. But I just wanted you guys to be able to see clearly what I had going on. So now what I'm going to do, you can see how there's a bottom to my coil and then the wire is coming out of the top. I'm going to take my wire and I'm going to take the tail end of that same wire and I'm going to bring it up through the bottom here, so the opposite side of where my wire is coming out of the top of the coil. So I'm not bringing it down the same side. It has to come in from the opposite side. And so I'm just going to pull it tight. I'm going to hold this here. And then once your loop is about that size, this is a really important step. Don't forget this step. And it seems silly, but it's very important. You have to grab the end of the wire with the chain nose pliers in order to be able to pull it tight enough that you're going to cinch it. So the goal is to pull it tight enough that we're not going to crush that loop. Let me put my hand behind so you guys can see it. You're going to pull it tight enough that you're not going to crush those first 3 loops. But just kind of find that middle ground. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the tail end through the loop again in that same direction. But I'm taking care to make sure that the wire lands on the correct side of my coil so that you're not going to have your wires crossed to make that monkey's fist knot. So make sure it's kind of landing either on that side, if your wire would naturally coil that way, versus the other side. So I'm going to, again, take my chain nose pliers. I'm going to come back just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to take my chain nose pliers and I'm going to pull it tight again and making sure it's landing in the right spot. So now I've completed 2 right here. So you guys can see that, I hope. And then I'm going to do that 3rd knot. So I'm taking it through and I'm going to grab the tail end and pull it, making sure it's landing where it's supposed to land. Now, if you are lucky, everything is all lined up the way it's supposed to be. If you're not lucky, you can use your pliers to gently kind of pinch things a little bit closer together. You can even out the tension. Your goal is to just not crush it completely, but kind of give it a little bit of muscle so that it's going to look the way you want it to look. Now, I like to make sure that the tail end that I started with is tucked inside my knot. If you can't do that, no big deal. No one's ever going to notice that it's not tucked all the way in. But I like to kind of just, I'm up here in this cam now. I like to just take some time to just make sure that it's not going to snag on anything. So I'll use, back on hand cam, I'll use the tip of my pliers and just try my best to poke it in. Most of the time it'll land on the inside of those knots anyway. But now that we've got our monkey's fist knot, what we're going to do is just angle the knot with our fingers so that it is the bottom of our head pin. And it's as easy as that. So then I'll take either a nylon jaw pliers or my fingers and just straighten this out just like this, so that it's going to be more like a half hard temperament so that it works better for a head pin. But you have to make sure that this wire down here, or you have to make sure the wire that you're using is a dead soft temperament or like a standard craft wire temperament. Does anybody have any questions so far? Alrighty. So what I'm going to do now is show you my favorite way of kind of topping a monkey's fist knot. So I've got this beautiful bowl of Czech glass drops here. And if you watched not our last Czech glass show, but the show before that, you might recognize some of these drops. We sold them in strands. Well, a lot of people were like, oh, I just need 2 for earrings. So in our store, we sell them in a cute little bowl like this, and they are $2 a bead. So if any of you are interested in just what you need to do the earrings that we showed tonight, I do want to show you the colors that we have available. So this beautiful one is teal, and this is the one that we showed on our sample pair of earrings. And if you're just joining us, the earrings that I am in the midst of creating or recreating are these right here. So we had teal, and you can just, if you're interested in purchasing these, just comment in the comments with the color. So this one is copper, and this is the one that I'm going to use with those pretty kind of rose gold ones that we just made. This one is mustard. We've got we've got mint, and these are all beautiful Czech glass beads made in the Czech Republic. And then we have this stunning cobalt color as well. Alrighty, so we will move on. So I'm going to take this really cool copper bead, and look how neat this looks with this. It's like they're made for each other. Isn't that cool? So I'm going to take this bead and I'm going to string my head pin that I just made right through it. And then I am going to do a closed strap loop. So I'm going to start with my chain nose pliers. I'm going to bend it over, and then I am going to switch to my round nose pliers. I'm going to put my round nose pliers right in that bent over area. And this time I'm going to be making a fairly large loop. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm going to wrap it directly into my rose like that. You could use a jump ring if you wanted, but I find that these earrings are already long enough that adding extra links in them makes them shoulder dusters, which are cute, but not all of us have the patience to deal with, oh, is that my hair? Is that my glasses? What's going on there? So I like to make them as concise as I possibly can. So I've just made the start to my wrap loop. I'm going to tilt it open just a little bit so it's easier for me to hook into my rose. And I've got a little paper towel fuzz on my rose, so I'm going to pull that out real quick. All right, so you can choose whether you want to have the top of the rose be the natural top where the hole is, or you can flip it down like that. I'm going to have this be the natural top, so I'm going to just slide this through right here at the bottom. And hold hold it like that. So then I'm going to actually hold it upside down, because that's a trick that I can share with you when you're struggling to kind of hold everything when you're wrapping things directly together. I like to hold it upside down because it's easier for me to see everything that way. So I'm just gently grabbing across the loop. I'm not grabbing the wood. All right, and so I'm just going to start a messy coil. So after I have my wrap secured, I'm going to switch to my hands. You can keep holding it with your chain nose pliers, but I find that I can have a little bit more say in where my wire goes whenever I'm holding everything with my hand. So I'm just going to create almost like a messy, fun bead cap on top of my drop. And if I were, if I had this not on live stream, I would be holding it a little closer to my face and paying a little bit more attention to where these wraps are going. But you'll notice when I get to the end of this that even though I'm barely paying attention to how I'm wrapping this, it's still going to be really pretty. So that's what I have. Now I've got a tail end sticking out here, and what I'm going to do with my tail end is just take my chain nose pliers and gently kind of curl it inward. Hope you guys can see what I'm doing here. I'm just going to give it a gentle curl inward, and then I'm going to use the back of my pliers to just press it down. Now, if you're not confident with your pliers when you're doing steps like this, a trick that I can share with you is to put as much of your arms down on the table as you possibly can so that your hands are steadier. Make sure your wrists are down on the table when you're doing this. And then if you're still scared to slip and jab yourself, use the back of your pliers here. Most of our pliers are rubber coated like this, and you can use that to press the wire down and it won't be so scary. So we're just going to tuck that right in there. All right. Ooh, that's pretty. I like that a lot. I was planning on just recreating those kind of African bronze style ones tonight on stream, but I'm like really into this rose gold pair. And then I did want to show you the bead that I have on the top here is a West African brass trade bead. Now we do have these available as well. They are beautiful little sun-shaped coins, and they are $4 a bead. I think it's going to look really pretty on what I'm working on. So I'm just going to use the same bead and show you how to complete the earring. Like that. Isn't that cool? Oh, I like that a lot. Okay, so I'm going to cut about 6 inches of wire. And if you are interested in purchasing these trade beads, you can just comment trade bead and we will know what you're talking about. And please remember to comment the quantity as well. I'm also just going to add a little spacer on top and bottom so that it doesn't fall through. The holes on these are kind of large. Actually, I'm just going to do it on the top. The holes of these are kind of large, so sometimes adding a little seed bead or a metal spacer will be a good idea. So I'm going to start about 1.5 inches down on the wire. I'm going to bend a right angle. And again, make a fairly large loop with your wire like this so that it looks like that. If you need a refresher on how to do this wrap loop, you can check out our Easy Beaded Earrings video on YouTube. And Alex, would you mind looking that up real quick and dropping the link in the comments? Because I know we've got some new beaders watching tonight, and they might need a step-by-step on how to do the earrings.
Which one?
Easy Beaded Earrings. All right, so I've just hooked that through the rows here, and I'm going to do a couple wraps. And guys, if you need these tools, we do have them available from our website. I'm working with the chain nose pliers right now, and then the one with the rounded tip was the round nose pliers. Okay. They are crossed. What didn't I do? So Vicky Finn is saying, I just tried the monkey's fist and can't get the second set of wraps aligned. They are crossed. What didn't I do? It was just that when you brought that wire through another time, or for the second time, you needed to just pull it to the opposite side, kind of the way that the wire would naturally align, and make sure that you're pulling it in that direction so that your wires don't cross. But Vicky, it's kind of one of those things where you have to practice it a couple times to get it right. But just try it again with that advice and see if it helps. And if it doesn't, then we can troubleshoot.
Which one are these?
Neither of them. Try just typing in earrings. Oh, 2 R's. All right, guys. So another thing that I wanted to mention is with these trade beads, they have lots of holes. You may have just caught that I went through the wrong hole. So be careful when you're stringing. Okay, so now on the top of this, I'm going to add one of our little Tierracast Hex Beads. Got this cute little faceted spacer here. None of them. YouTube search is failing us tonight, so we'll just link it after the fact. No worries, Alex. Thank you, though. All right, so now I'm going to do another closed drop loop here at the top. And I'm going to take special care to make sure that I'm wrapping it in the correct direction. You can't always twist your wire after the fact, but when you're working with semi-fragile things like wood or glass, I always try to start my wire wrap off in the correct direction so I don't have to go in after the fact and risk anything moving out of place to a place where it shouldn't be. All right, so I am wrapping this around, and I'm going to trim my tail end off and tuck it down. And I'm trying real hard to work quickly because I know we've got another project on the horizon. But there we go. Look how pretty that is. It's monochromatic, but it allows you to pay close attention to the details of each of the pieces, which I think is really cool. So then slap a pair of ear wires on that, and you've got a beautiful pair of earrings. So we've got both pairs here to take a look at. All right. So the other project that I wanted to share with you tonight was this here, which is just some basic wire wrapping around some of these pieces. So the beads that I'm using are a 4mm etched vitriol fire polish. Normally they are $4 a strand, but tonight we are doing $2.45 a strand. And so there's 40 beads on these strands. Since they're etched, they are a 40 bead strand rather than a 50 bead strand. And so, like I said, these are $2.45 a strand tonight for 40 4mm beads, and they are cool. I like etched finished glass, especially when there's metallic coating on it because it makes it super special. So the wire that I'm going to use for tonight's project is a 26 gauge craft wire. This is our titanium craft wire. Our wire is manufactured by Paramount Company, so it's the great quality wire that you're used to getting from Parawire. We just private label it so you can get it from us. But if you have it at home from Parawire, it's the same stuff. So what we're going to do is take one of our circle floral pieces. This is the yellow Floral Circle number 3. So if you're interested in a pair of these, you can type in yellow number 3. And I have the second half of my etched strand here in my little bowl. I'm going to switch to a bead mat because they're going to roll around the work surface here if I don't. Alrighty. So here's my bead mat. Let me move it back this way so you guys can see what I'm doing. And with this 26 gauge wire, if you need some 26 gauge wire, you can just comment 26 gauge in the comments and the color that you prefer. We've got all the colors. So I'm going to cut about 2 feet of wire to work with. And I'm using just a flush cutter to cut this wire. And I'm going to dump my cute little beads out on the mat. Now, if you don't have Gilders Paste or you're feeling a little intimidated by it, by all means, there is no reason to skip over these brightly colored glass, because you can dress them up in a number of ways, or they're just so cute on their own. Like, isn't that just darling? Just hanging it from an ear wire. It's a perfect summer pair of earrings with a sundress. So what I'm going to start off by doing is I'm going to find the center of my wire and just form a tight U shape. Like that. I'm going to string one of my fire polish beads down to that U shape. And I'm going to find the middle of my pendant here. Now I'm going to take one side of my wire and I'm just going to poke it through one of those middle parts right there. And I'm going to hold my bead at the bottom. I'm going to take the other wire and I'm going to bring it in through the back of the middle hole from the back to the front. And so you'll see that we've anchored. Oh, why is that blurry? That's no fun. Hope you guys could see that okay. I've now anchored that bead onto the bottom. But what I'm going to do now, rather than pulling it super tight, is I'm going to leave it kind of loose and I'm going to use my fingers and just almost crank it to the side. It's important that it stays loose so that we don't crack the wood. So now I'm going to take one side, I'm going to add another one of my beads, and I'm going to do the same thing. So you can see here I've added my bead. I'm going to make sure it's landing on the bottom where I want it to land, and I'm going to sew it up through that next section here. Now with this 26 gauge wire, it's very malleable, which is perfect for working with this wood. When we're sewing beads onto the wood, we need a super malleable wire so that we don't have to worry about cracking the wood or causing it to break. So the maximum that I would do this weaving with on the wood is probably a 24 gauge. Anything thicker than that, and you'll have to be super careful so that you don't risk cracking the wood. So you can see I'm just sewing right here onto the bottom. And each time I'm going to add one of these beads, I'm going to use my finger and just kind of pinch those beads to the side slightly so that they present themselves sideways and you're not just staring at the bead hole. So I've done my center bead, I've done 2 on this side. I'm just going to turn my pendant around and I'm going to keep sewing, but I'm working on the opposite side now. So I like to kind of work back and forth so that my tension is uniform and nice and even. But you want to make sure that you're spiraling all in the same direction. So you're not switching directions as you go. And that's going to make sure everything is super secure. So you can see here. Now, if you're just joining us, these fire polish strands that I'm using are, oh, let's see, they are regularly $4. They are a, let's see, an etched vitriol color. So they're rainbow finish over silver, and they have etching on them to make them even more interesting and light reflectant. They are a 40 bead strand because they are so special. They're not a 50 bead strand. But normally they are $4, and tonight they are $2.45. So if you'd like some of those, you can comment down below. And please just follow up with us after the fact with your email address so we know where to send the invoice to. All right, guys. I think you kind of have the idea of this one. If anybody has any questions, please let us know in the comments. But look how cute that is. So you can, of course, do this with any of those colors that we showed tonight. This particular one is the Floral Circle Yellow number 3. I just love these. They're so cute. I can't wait to wear these. I'm going to finish them up tonight. I did want to show you some other options while we have you here of what would look really nice with these neon wood pieces. Alex, are you good to rejoin or? Cool. Thank you. All right. So if you want to tell the folks how to shop, I'm going to reset and just show some of the other products that we have tonight, and then we'll kind of wrap it up.
All right. Let me adjust this real quick. But yeah. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us tonight. Hopefully, you've enjoyed your stay. As Abby was saying, if you want to shop, you can, of course, go through the live stream. You don't have to have been watching from the very beginning. So if you want to go back through, look at everything we did, kind of itemized.
Go to people cam.
That's.
Oh, it is? Okay. It's on there.
Anyways, yeah. Anyways, you can go watch from the beginning. Just type in the item number, which we have throughout the show. Each item has its own, basically its own SKU. You can type it in. Just the only thing other than that you really have to do, make sure to message the Bead Place's Facebook and tell us your email address so we can send out the invoice so that you can get your product. But yeah, I think Abby's almost ready.
Almost there. I'm going to grab a drink real quick.
Also, make sure to hit that like button. If you're watching on Facebook, hit that heart button. It really does matter.
And we appreciate
Analytics are everything in the new technological world, and the more interactions we get, of course, the more people will see all of our content. And yeah.
Almost there.
Also, if you haven't liked us on Facebook, be sure to do that, the Bead Place. And if you want, you can head over to the YouTube channel and subscribe, youtube.com/Abbi, ABBI, Berta over there. And there's
BERTA.
hundreds and hundreds of free tutorials, kind of like what you just saw, but with better production value. And it's edited all nice, compact. They're like 10 to 15 minutes long, most of them. So, but yeah.
Okay.
Okie doke.
Hi, everybody. I'm back.
Oh.
Hi, Samantha.
Was I not supposed to reveal the...
No, that's okay. You can.
Drum roll, please.
So I did want to just take a minute to show you some fun ideas of what you can do with these if you are not ready to jump off onto the Patina boat. Off of the Patina, onto the Patina boat. Anyway.
I don't know.
So I did want to show you these cute little Magnesite Skulls. Dia de los Muertos will be coming up, and we have a lot of customers that really enjoy kind of like really brightly themed products around that time. So I wanted to show you, we have these cute little mini skulls that are available. Oh, why can't I hold that? They're so tiny. So these are so cute. And imagine that with some black metal. Some of these pieces that have spaces in them, you can just make some really brightly colored pieces. So if you would like any of these mini skulls to add on with your order, they are 30 cents a piece. You can say what color you'd like. We have them in orange, hot pink, yellow, turquoise, and white. But they're cute. Super, super cute. So I thought they would be really adorable hanging on the inside or down from some of these pieces. The other product that I wanted to quickly spotlight was our Polyvinyl clay discs. So these are really fun strands. They're extra long strands. They're $3 a strand. And like, look how darling. Oh, they can't see what I'm doing. Look how darling this is. Like, isn't that just fun and super cute? So if you'd like us to add on a strand or two of these rainbow vinyl discs, just let us know in the comments and we can do that for you. Again, they're $3 a strand. And then one last thing that I wanted to show you, I have been wearing this necklace a lot lately, and it's just some of our chunky chain, but I've layered some of our rainbow titanium on top of one of these pendants. So they're great for layering filigree. So I did want to show you guys that because I had a couple people message me. I think it was the kickoff party for the Soft Flex Customer Appreciation Week. I was wearing this pendant. And a couple of you messaged and asked for a closer look. So I wanted to give you guys a closer look. We do have these rainbow filigree pieces for sale in mixes on our website where you can get a combination of all the styles that we have. So you can mix and match and layer them. A lot of the styles and shapes are really similar to these laser cutout wood pieces. So they go nicely together. But I just wanted to kind of give you guys some additional ideas for how to put these pieces together. But once again, just an ear wire and you're good to go. They're super cute. A reminder that we will be back most Wednesdays. So please join us again.
Mark it on your calendar. Make sure that if you are watching this on Facebook that you have the post notifications on our page on the Bead Place's Facebook checked, because otherwise there's no chance you're gonna be Facebook is terrible about it. Facebook is worse than YouTube about notifying the people you follow.
Facebook is listening. Don't say that.
Yeah. We're gonna get zucked anyways. But yeah, make sure that you have that on, because otherwise you won't get notified and you won't be able to hang out with us, and that would be tragic. So
we like hanging out with you guys.
So thank you everybody for hanging out. Again, like and share. I know I keep saying that, but it helps. Super important.
We're a really small business, and we appreciate any of the interaction and positive support and all that we can get. I don't know that I have anything else to add. I think that about wraps it up for the night. Sure. If any, giveaways. Giveaways. Okay, so pick a random question. Does anybody know how old? Okay, if anybody knows how old our daughter is,
oh my gosh,
you get a free pendant from our. Oh, they can't see the hand cam right now.
No, they cannot.
Who knows how old our daughter is, and you get to pick from our stash. I feel like we're supposed to do this giveaway thing earlier in the evening, and we've dropped in viewership.
It's all right. Still 20. I mean,
first person to guess, you can go through the numbers. First person to type it in gets free stuff.
Oh, he's be like 1, 2, 3. You only get one guess, though. That's
no. You can guess as many times as you want.
Oh my gosh,
nobody's guessed so far. Samantha might know.
We mentioned.
You guys are close. No.
Man.
Nope.
Oh my goodness, do we look that old?
She's almost a baby. She's.
Don't give any hints. They're still not. Oh my gosh. That is.
Oh, this is funny. We should have done this earlier. Sorry, guys. We're a mess. Patty's close.
Well, they're all close, relatively speaking.
Patty's the closest. Vicky wins! Vicky, send us your mailing address if we don't already have it on file, and we'll get a free pendant out to you. Just send us what color you want, and we'll send you a free pendant. Do you have any questions? Because we've got a few of them to give away. Maybe we'll just double up. Do a sports trivia. Rosalinda's not here tonight, so
yeah, I know. I was. Okay, so we're from St. Louis area. We support most St. Louis sports teams, Cardinals and Blues. But so the Blues just recently lost a player to the brand new Seattle Kraken. And I saw that somebody in here was from Seattle. So potentially, maybe, they might know this, but other folks might as well.
Don't make it be too fringe.
No. What? What St. Louis Blues player just got signed by the Seattle Kraken? If anybody knows, you get a...
No.
You
Do multiple choice because
Oh
I don't think
goodness.
anybody is going to get that. Do multiple choice.
I'm not going to do... Because then it'll sound like
it's
fraudulent.
fine. We want them to get it.
Okay. Is it A, Vladimir Tarasenko, B, Jaden Schwartz, or C, Jordan Binnington? Vladimir Tarasenko.
And guesses
Jaden
without
Schwartz,
substance are fine.
Or Jordan Binnington. You said ask a sports question. I asked sports question. It's too hard. It's too hard.
What's the team name for?
B. Yeah, B. Jaden Schwartz.
Perry. Yay! Charlene, send us a message with your mailing address and we will get a pendant out to you.
Okay, now how about you come up with a question?
Oh, no. Okay.
10 minutes before we go live, she's like, want to do a giveaway? Sure.
What is the endearing nickname that most bead stores and bead retailers call the one-step looper tool? The endearing nickname was based off of the product code, like the SKU code for that particular product. So if you support your local bead stores, and if those bead stores are in on the joke, you might know this. If we don't have anybody answering it within the next, I don't know, 5 or so seconds.
They're a bit behind.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
35 seconds. 20.
So it is the endearing nickname for the one-step looper tool. Becky knows it. Becky, you don't count. Does Becky count?
I don't think so.
Okay. No, Vicky, not an easy looper. It's kind of, I mean,
I don't know why you keep looking at me. I don't know.
Oh, you don't know it. Yeah, that's funny.
It's safe for work.
It's safe for work.
It's PG.
Guys, Becky is a member of our staff. She works from home currently, so I don't know if she counts. If nobody else gets it, I'm going to give Becky a free pendant because I love Becky. Okay, Becky, what is it? Becky, what is it?
2 minutes later.
Becky's awesome. Becky knits and crochets and spins and does it all. She makes incredibly beautiful jewelry, super fun, and she's recently gotten into like tumbling and polishing rocks.
You got a is it one step looper?
Yep, the product is called the one-step looper, and we're looking for the Becky says it's a secret. Oh goodness gracious. Becky, pick a winner then. I'm gonna go get the tool so you guys can see it. Here, scoot in for a second. Think of another question.
I do have another question. So for anyone that watched our last stream, we got into a heated debate about a kind of candy. If you can tell me what kind of candy we got into a heated debate, whether it was good or not, you'll get one. What kind of candy on our last Wednesday live stream, did we get into a heated debate about? Yeah, Vicky, she already won.
Vicky can get two.
Okay, well, there you go.
I dropped my earring on the ground.
Oh, man, everybody knew that one. We have a loyal audience. We appreciate that, everybody.
Let's send Vicky two, but then let's also send one to Coral, too, because Coral was the next winner, right?
Yeah.
Coral, I'm writing your name down.
I feel like that one you might as well just give everybody one because they were like doing
oh, that's funny. Okay, guys, I'm going to zoom in on this product code, Alex. Can you switch to the hand cam?
Never.
Do it. So that's the product code. So we call it the plooper. Everybody who's like on like the business side of Planet Bead, we call this tool, the one-step looper, the plooper. I don't know if you guys have seen the one-step looper before, but it is a really cool product. Like it turns wire into a loop like that. So it's awesome. But yeah, if you've ever heard us like refer to the blooper, you know what it is. So that's the blooper. You guys want to do a couple more? I know. So it's kind of one of those things where like, unless you've like hung out in a bead store for a while, or like maybe just like a specific few bead stores, you might not know. But I thought that some of you might. So yeah. Okay. So one more question, I guess, right? Do you have another question? Do you think of one?
I don't know.
Okay. We have a lot of really awesome metal components here in our store. And we have two particular favorite companies that we do a lot of projects with. And one of them is actually, we are like the wholesalers for this particular line. So the first one that I'm thinking of, we love, and that's Tierracast. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with it. But what is the name of the artist that creates? Vicky's on it. Nope, not Tierracast. The other company that we are the distributors of. What is the name of the artist who casts all of the pieces? It's in the product name. It's in the company name. Art Metal Components by
drum roll,
she
please.
Is a very talented artist from India, and they currently reside in Georgia. And she actually has a beautiful finished jewelry line. And we met them at a jewelry show a number of years back, and we were like, oh my gosh, your jewelry is incredible. How can we get you to make components for us? And they were like, no, we don't want to do that. Oh, Suzanne, you are so close. We'll just give it to Suzanne. So it is Art Metal Components by Anju. So her name is Anju Gaurav, and she is a Finnish jewelry designer, and we rep the components side. So she makes beautiful jewelry and has great jewelry in like gift shops and stuff all over the world. And so they actually specially released a components collection that we distribute. So if you want to check those pendants out, you can check out the Art Metal Components by Anju line on our website, beadplace.net. So yeah, that was cool. How many we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. You want to do another one? Or are they tired of us?
I mean, probably. Viewership is dropping like a rock at this point.
I know. Well, we said we were going to go till 9, but I don't feel like we have more content.
I don't. I think it would. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're going to call it.
Yep.
Stick a fork in us. We're done.
We were done a while ago.
Thanks, everybody, for hanging out.
Bye. If you have any questions, if you want close-ups of any of the products that we showed tonight, feel free to message us. We all are on our phones and on the computer all day through Alex is looking at his Apple Watch. So we're
a baseball score right now.
We're close at hand. We also do private shopping, or not private. Yeah, private, I guess. We do virtual shopping appointments. So if you're not in the St. Louis area, but you want to experience a shopping trip to our store, just set up a time to do a Facebook Messenger video chat. We can do that. A redo on the Monkey Fist. We can do that. Yeah, totally. Let's do that. That's a good idea because we did have some questions about it. Let's do that. Where did my 22 gauge go? There it is. All right. Because then I can make another. I can finish that earring. I'm going to clear these out of the way. And I'm going to get my bead mat, Vicky, because you might be able to see it easier on a lighter color. That's a great idea. Okay, so I've got about a foot here of my wire, a little less than a foot. So, oh yeah, no problem, Jackie. I'm glad you guys liked it. So here we go. Oh no. I might do like a YouTube video on it too, because when we're streaming, it automatically degrades the video to make it so that you guys can like view it live versus like it preloading first. So I'll do like a better quality video for you guys. But I've got the wire right back like this. I'm going to curl until I have 3 little coils. Do I have 3? No, I have 2. I'm going to put it back on my pliers until I've got 3. So again, like I said, normally I would do this a little bit more compact, but I want you guys to be able to see it. So Jackie, what I'm working with, Jackie wants to know what size wire. What I'm working with is size 22, but I like it either with 24 or 22, depending on the size beads that I'm working with. The key is just to make sure that it's dead soft temperament wire. So this is what I've got so far. And then also you have to make sure that you're going to be able to fit 3 pieces of that wire through there. Okay, so the first one, it doesn't matter too much how you bring it through, but I'm going to bring the tail end like this through the back side.
What size wire again?
22. But like I said, 22, 24, doesn't really matter. I've even done them with 26 and they're super cute for itty bitty earrings. So you can see like that. And remember, you can cinch it down with your fingers, but then when you get it to about like this, what you're going to do is kind of bring your chain nose pliers in to the very end, hold the coils, and pull with your chain nose pliers. Let me get back on camera here. Pull with your chain nose pliers to tighten it. So I'm going to get real close to the camera. Alex, are you able to manually focus or no?
I mean, autofocus is on, but...
I know, but can you go in and manually focus? It's not going to do it, is it?
Meh.
I'll stop moving around.
Yeah, that'd be probably fair. That's about as good as it's going to get.
What I've got here is I have my wire coming out of... I'm trying to bend it so I can show you. I've got my... Whoa. I've got my center wire coming out of the middle of the loop. But I've got my, like my first wrap of the monkey's fist on this side. So when I bring my coil around again, I want to make sure that it's on this side of that wire. So I'm going to bring it through, and before I close it off, I'll let you take a real good look at it. But you just have to make sure that they line up so that it's, I'm going to try to hold it so you can get a good look at it. You just have to make sure that they're lining up in the right order. And if they're not, it could be that you're tying an actual knot with your wire. And we don't want to do that. We don't want to go through that loop that we're making. We want to make sure that it is side by side. And so then you can go in, tighten it, and then use your pliers to pull the end. Get back on camera so you can see. Use your pliers to pull the end and pull it tight. And then come back close so you can see what we've got so far. And guys, I'm sorry about these nails. I have Gilders Paste all over them, so please don't judge me. All right, so we're going to bring this through again. And this time I've got my loop a lot tighter than the last time. And this is about the tension that I would do it if I were making one not for demonstration. I just want to make sure I'm set in the right direction here. And if your loops are not landing where they should be, just bring your wire back out and try again kind of through a different angle. So bring it, can you move the cursor so I can see where I'm on the screen? So this is where I've got the wire now, side by side to the last one. And then I'm going to go in with my pliers and pull it so it gets tight. And then they should all sit in line like that. Now you can go in and pull it really tight if you want, but just make sure that you're not kind of crushing your first spiral. And you can see, maybe you might be able to see.
Looks great on YouTube.
Yeah, go watch it on YouTube. You can see that it's kind of almost pulled the tail end on the inside of it. And we've got that great monkey's knot, or monkey's fist knot, like that. All right, cool. Well, thank you so much, everybody. And if you have questions, there you are. If you have questions, feel free to send us a message. We can kind of walk you through any specific steps of anything that we showed tonight. And I'll probably go back and do a quick video sometime within the next week or so, like a closer look at the monkey's fist knot. It's one of those things that it's like so easy once you get it, and you'll make them all the time. They're great for like the bottom of like chunky stone pendants too. Like if you've got a big flat stone and you need just like something decorative at the bottom, they're fun. All right, everybody.
YouTube video coming soon?
Sure. Yeah, YouTube video coming soon.
All right.
It might take me a minute because I've got one that I need to film before it, but I'll try to slide it in. Cool. Well, thanks, everybody. Have a good evening. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, everybody. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share. I know I sound like a broken record.
He does sound like a broken record.
It's true. I mean, that's what you do.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
Have a great night, everyone.
Bye.